Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Lady Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Samantha McIntyre, and today we have a very special guest joining us, Melissa Houston. She's a renowned CPA, founder of She Means Profit, and the author of the highly anticipated book, Cash Confident, An Entrepreneur's Guide to Creating a Profitable Business. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here with you today.
Absolutely. I'm just excited to talk about this. You're a trusted advisor. You're known for your shoot from the hip advice and practical strategies that can help entrepreneurs navigate the complex world of finance. Because finance scares everyone just a little bit, doesn't it?
It scares everyone. And
yeah.
it's
I
so
feel scared
sad.
talking about it with you.
What's that?
I said I feel scared talking about it with you today.
No.
I'm kidding.
Okay, good. Because there's really nothing to fear about your money and your numbers.
Absolutely. And I think it scares people. So then they kind of like, oh, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to deal. I'm worried.
Yeah, I see that often. Yeah. And it's too bad because your numbers can really help you be better in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start by talking about your motivation behind writing Cash Confident.
Yes. So I am extremely passionate about helping entrepreneurs understand that they're in a very unique position by building a business to build their wealth right along with it. But they have to focus on profit, not just revenue, right? You need revenue numbers coming in for sure, but if you don't have profit tied to your revenue numbers, then that's a red flag. So I really wanted to write a book to help entrepreneurs so that, a book is an affordable price point. It's really great information for people who just need to read and then implement. And because it's traditionally published, it's going to be on bookshelves in many bookstores, and it's easily accessible for entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was so passionate about getting this into a book.
And tell me what are the key things that you cover in the book? Let's go through it.
Well, earlier in my career, I created the 5-step Cash Confident framework that helps entrepreneurs. It breaks down step by step what you need to know as a business owner at a high level for your finances so that you can make more profit in your business, because profit means money in your pocket, right? That's what matters.
Yeah.
And the 5-step Cash Confident framework covers what you need to know, basically. So I don't teach people how to be accountants. I don't teach people how to be bookkeepers. I teach you as a business owner to understand what you need to know at a high level for your finances.
And that's really kind of and so how much time, if you're an entrepreneur and you've got your own business, how much time do you think you should be spending on your finances? Like, what do you recommend in that?
Yeah, you're definitely, as far as how much time you need, it's going to depend on how much activity you have in your business, but you need to check into your business numbers, check your bank account, check your P&L, check your sales levels at least once a week. Have that touch point so that you know that you are operating aligned with your goals.
Yeah. And so making sure you've got that time in your diary, really.
Yeah, have that regular, maybe it's a Friday morning money date where you're checking in to make sure that everything is running smoothly and there's nothing unusual happening in your business.
Yeah. And what do you think for people starting out then who they don't kind of know their numbers? Like, you're in your first year of business. What would you recommend for those people? Because I think that's quite scary for some. Do you know what I mean? Like, it
is. And most of us, when we start a business, we're doing something that we're really passionate about doing. And that's usually not the financial aspect of the business, right? You're doing what you love, and then you kind of look at the finances later. So what I highly recommend for people is to at least start listening to podcasts and reading books and stuff about business finance so that you're learning as you go and you won't be so overwhelmed when it's time to implement this stuff. Focus on bringing in sales, absolutely, and ensure that you've got a separate bank account for your personal finances, and your business finances are kept separate as well. Start doing the record keeping and keep all that separate.
Yeah, perfect. So create a spreadsheet for your business, create a forecast. For example, this is what I'd like to make for the year. These are what my expenses are. This is what think this business is going to cost me for the year, forecast it out, make it up with some information that you know. Then, you know, each month or each week, look at your forecast, look at your budget, look at your forecast, look at your actuals.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
I'm not a
and look at your bank account.
And look at your bank account. That's a good one.
Yeah. You have to look and say, make sure there's nothing abnormal happening in there.
What are some podcasts that you'd recommend for people then to have a listen to? Have you got some favorites?
Yeah, I mean, for business finances, I find it tricky to find podcasts that are actually speaking to the business owner about managing their business finances. There's definitely mine out there. I'm going to have to do a shameless plug and say, tune into She Means Profit, because I have podcasts landing every week and we talk about how to manage your business finances. But as far as the other ones go, there are podcasts that will touch on it once in a while, depending, like if you're a product-based business. I like the Flourish and Thrive podcast. I like the Product Boss. And if you're a service-based business, there are other ones out there that are higher quality that are going to be talking about how to manage your finances as well.
Yeah. But I think the thing that you said, separating your personal and separating your business, and even if you're saying like you have to most people have to give their business a loan to start off, it's like take that money and put it in that business account and
keep it separate. Yeah. Make sure that you're keeping records as you go. It's extremely important, especially if you're mixing personal and business, because you need to prove, should you ever get audited, that those are business expenses that you're using.
So make notes, keep
notes, keep receipts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep a calendar. Absolutely. And so you talk about in the book, I think, which is money advisory board. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how it can benefit a business owner?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really important to have objective people, giving you advice and telling you things where it's not like they don't have a vested interest in your business. And for small business owners, it's hard to get that kind of support, because large businesses, big corporations, they have their advisory boards.
Yep.
But for a small, when you're a small business owner, surround yourself with people who do talk about money, who do talk about finances and sales and marketing and all the stuff, so that you can have honest conversations with them and bounce ideas off these people and just get general support from them, because that's so important as a business owner. I mean, we know it can be lonely because you're usually a solo entrepreneur, and it's nice to have those people around just to support you as you support them as well.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. Like, find those groups or find those people that you can talk to and have kind of honest conversations with. And
you could just have like a monthly meeting or quarterly or something. You don't have to pay for it. It doesn't need to be extravagant, but surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah. I think it's really important too, as well. It's like to kind of understand your goals for your business and what you're trying to drive towards, and then the steps of how you're actually going to get there as well.
That's extremely important. And that is something that I put a lot of emphasis on, because that actually is step 3 in the Cash Confident framework, where you need to figure out where you are and where you want to take your business to, and get that plan in action, how you're going to get there. Because if you don't make that plan, you're less likely to achieve your goals.
You're just going to spin in circles, aren't you?
Exactly.
Do you think some people are scared about making a profit in their business?
Absolutely. There's a lot of negative connotations when it comes to profit. People have these visions of big corporations that are greedy and they're ruining the environment, or they're ruining all sorts of stuff. But you can make profit in your business very ethically. You can keep your values aligned with what you want, what you deem important, and you can still put profit ahead of that, in the sense that you are very cognizant of your values. You're making sure that all your decisions are ethical. You're creating quality products and services, but you're also keeping profit front of mind, because without profit, your business won't exist.
Yeah. Do you think people are scared about making profit because they're like, well, I've got to pay tax on that as well?
Yes, I hear that often. I hear that often. And, it is frustrating to pay taxes, but I try to reframe that as a privilege,
Yeah,
because
that's nice.
it
Yeah, I
means
like that.
exactly. It means that you've made some money in your business. And if you are following the cash confident framework, you're going to be planning for those taxes. So every month when you look at your finances, you're going to be able to take an estimate of what your taxes payable are and put them aside, put them away like it's a bill that's already been spent, so that you've got the cash built up. When you do get your tax bill in, you can pay it without stress.
Yeah, I think that's super important, really.
Mhm.
And that is all about just structuring yourself correctly.
Exactly. Having that system in place.
What are some common financial strengths and weaknesses that entrepreneurs should be aware of when it comes to their business then?
Yeah, definitely a financial strength would be profit. I mean,
Yeah.
it really all comes down to profit. So know your net profit margins. And if you're creating a profitable business, that is a strength. That is what you want to aim for. Weaknesses are when you're short on cash, when you are struggling to pay the bills, when you don't know how much profit you're making. You really need to get everything aligned so that you understand how to make profit in your business, and you lose that financial stress that comes with it when you are centered around the profit. And like I said, I don't mean that your values have to be misaligned with your business. You just need to put profit in the forefront.
Yeah. And I think cash flow is that, I always hear small business owners worried about cash flow, and
Yeah,
because there's a whole, I think it's understanding then your processes and your time frames and really being able to forecast correctly. Because, money flowing
absolutely.
in, money flowing out.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure that you're not going to run out of cash, right? Because cash is queen in a business. That's what keeps your business in business. So when you forecast that money coming in and out, and you can see that you're going to have a cash shortage, you'll be able to turn to a plan B to make sure that you've got a plan in place to get you through that leaner time when you don't have enough cash. The big mistake I see small business owners make is that they think that the cash in their bank account is the money that they're making, the profit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
cash balances do not equal profit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a really important differentiator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Tell us about your recent article for Forbes on recession proofing small businesses, and what are some tips you have for entrepreneurs during uncertain economic times?
Having your financials in order is always recommended. And it's so much more important to be proactive and have this, like, be on top of it all the time. So when a recession does come, you are prepared for it, because that is the best defense that you have against a recession, is ensuring that you've got your financial plan in place, that your business is making profit, and then your cash flow is managed well.
I think also maybe doing some scenario planning as well. So,
Absolutely. Being
yeah.
prepared for the worst case scenario
Yeah.
and hoping for the best is absolutely necessary. But if you don't have your financial foundation in place, you're not going to be able to survive the worst case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Melissa, any other advice for our listeners?
Oh my goodness, where would I start?
Listen to your podcast, number one.
Yeah, there's always advice to be had. And my biggest piece of advice, if there's anything that you would take away from this episode today, I would hope that you would be like, okay, I'm going to have the courage to look at my bank account. I'm going to look at my financial statements. I'm going to look at my profit and loss statement and understand if my business is profitable or not.
Yeah.
And take the steps that you need to ensure that you're making profit.
Yeah. Just because I'm getting this money in doesn't mean I'm profitable.
Exactly. Exactly.
Love it. Where's the best place for people to get in touch with you, Melissa?
Yep, my website is shemeansprofit.com. And on social media, people can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram at Melissa Houston CPA.
Love it. And get the book.
Yes, Cash Confident. It went up for sale on May 16th. So you can get
Hot
it
off the press.
on Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, hot off the press.
Love it. Thank you very much for being on the show. I know this advice is going to be very valued by all the listeners, and don't be scared of your finances, I think.
Exactly. Your finances are your friend.
Your finances are your friend. Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Melissa.
Thank you for having me.